Welcome back to the Seraphine podcast. I'm Seraphine and I'm with Chelsey. Atia, hello, beauty.
Good morning. Well,
Good
happy Friday. Happy summer.
I know. I love it. We usually do our podcast like mid-afternoon where we're kind of hungry and getting ready for lunch today.
Yeah.
I've got so much freaking energy and I'm so ready to talk about the divided states
too.
of Erica.
Love
Episode
it.
5.
Love it.
Okay, so we start out with the kind of election party vibes going.
Yes.
So this was a little weird. I don't know, like
There was some weirdness at this party. I loved the party concept. I loved, I loved the design. Like her house just looks very American, so it was super cute. When someone has like a dress code for something fun like that, like let's stick to the dress code. I was a little confused at Dorit's like Irish vibes.
Oh my God.
She's cute always.
She does, but she looked like Alicia Silverstone
Yes,
from Clueless.
she totally did.
And I think it was like a vintage Christian Dior.
Yes.
But I even love that her husband's like, yeah, it's patriotic if you live in Ireland.
Yeah.
And then Kyle calls her like a fashionable
Leprechaun.
leprechaun.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. But yeah, it was interesting to see the attire, the preppy leprechaun
Yes.
attire. Then we have I love Lisa's, like her
Obsessed.
just the blue Barbie.
Obsessed. Her hair and everything. I was
that
like,
hair.
okay, you rocked it. She knew the assignment.
She totally did. And she gave a little tribute to Kim K with that kind of
Yes, she did.
90s little rappy ponytail, half up, half down.
100%.
Love that. Sutton, bizarre.
What was that?
It was like a Comic-Con dress.
Yeah,
From
I'm like-
Dolce & Gabbana, I guess.
Yeah.
She's
She's the D&G girl.
she really is. I mean, if there's a poster girl for it
It's
in Beverly
Sutton.
Hills, it's Sutton.
Yeah, but I didn't understand that at all.
God. And then we've got Crystal again. Oh my God, Crystal.
Yeah.
I was like so excited to see what oh God. And it was like a suit jacket with it was kind of like a throwaway. And I don't even remember what Kathy wore.
I don't either. But you know what? Randomly, I'm loving Kathy.
I'm loving Kathy
She's
now
hilarious.
too. She drips sarcasm.
She does. She's just like, she's so herself too. She's not fake at all. And I love it.
No, I love how she just kind of is always like, oh, well. I mean, she definitely throws her little je ne sais quoi in the Paris party. But we're
100%.
At the election party, though, it was really interesting to see how they kind of did the filler because we needed filler because Erica was not going to make an appearance at this party with Dorit and Kyle. I want to kind of talk about this for a second.
Yes, let's talk about it.
So it's undeniable. Kyle can really get on a soapbox.
She 100% can.
And then she cries.
This is what I didn't understand about this fight, okay, or this argument. And normally, like I'm like kind of in the middle with Kyle. I like her, and sometimes I don't. This time, I didn't really like this because she was picking and choosing when she was a good friend and when she's not, and who's a good friend. I loved that Dorit stood up for herself because she's like, "You're telling me that I didn't like how she said, then don't talk to me like that again." Like to me, that was very like
it was condescending.
degrading.
It was so condescending.
It 100% was. And then I loved that Dorit was like, you told me to F off. Did I ever tell you don't ever talk to me like that again? And then it panned back to like whenever she said that to Dorit. And I was like, that's just not cool. You can't do that. I would have left too.
Ultimatums, I think, in friendship are only given when it's either doing something like threatening your marriage.
Yeah.
If you have like put something out in the press that has been like this person, like the stuff that happened with Kyle and Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was team Vanderpump all the way with that. I thought Kyle took things way too far with just trying to like put Lisa in her place. We could debate about that forever, but let's get back to Dorit.
Yeah.
Dorit really was kind of the whipping girl for them for a long time.
Yes.
And I think that Kyle interrupts to a point where I'm like, okay, I know that you think you're now the queen bee of the group, but take a breath.
Exactly. I cannot stand it when people interrupt and either change the subject. It does make you feel like what you have to say is less important than what the other person is trying to tell you. Like, just wait. And that's all Dorit is saying.
Yep.
It's just polite.
I do think that the exiting out was appropriate. I thought it was interesting. PK, her husband, was like, he actually had this moment where he was like, he didn't expect that.
Yeah.
But then when they had, the car conversation, I love when he's like, well, just didn't interrupt her next time and say, how does that feel?
Exactly. I love, because, girls have arguments and they get over it. And I think that the guys know that and they think it's a little ridiculous most of the time, because it is some of the stuff that they argue about. And I think a lot of it is for the show.
Yeah.
And, I like PK and Mauricio's relationship a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that they're kind of keeping the girls in check too.
They really do.
Yeah.
They allow, I think Mauricio and PK are like, look, we've built these little mini empires.
Yeah.
You guys are real friends. Like, let's get down to the brass tacks.
Yes.
This is really minute in like the grand scheme of things.
100%. I've seen their stories on their Instagrams when they're on vacation together, and there is no drama there.
It's a bromance, and then they all love each other.
Yes, the girls, like,
the girls do too.
They have so much fun.
They really do. So we go into this weird kind of conversation, and I really thought it was, again, Crystal doesn't have her timing right with stories right now.
Yes.
She brings up that she loses 5 pounds, and she does it in a way where I thought was very misleading to the girls, because they all chimed in like, yay. And then all of a sudden she's like, but I was bulimic. And I'm like, okay, I am the first one who will be empathetic, sympathetic to eating disorders. I've had one myself.
Yeah.
But there is a time and a place, and when you start to talk about weight and you look like Crystal does, you live the life that she does, there's a way to bring it up to where, she tried to be like, well, I talk about it openly and it's not a poor me thing, because I've lived with it forever. But the way she brought it into the conversation was just plain awkward, and thank God for Lisa Rinna.
100%. Yes. It was, and even her husband was like, I'm really surprised you brought that up.
Yeah.
And
just casual cocktail conversation.
And she's like, she says, I don't want Zoe to hear this, her daughter. I'm like, she's gonna see this episode. Like, she's gonna know now. So you gotta kind of think about stuff like that. And she's new, so she has no idea what she's doing so far. But yeah, I thought that was like a little weird. And poor Sutton probably feeling like she's just confused. She's like, I thought we figured this out before. Whenever Kyle or someone brought it up again, if I was Sutton, I'd be like, can we just let it go? Like, we let's not rehash this and like and we're gonna make something worse again. Let's just move on.
And who the hell wants to feel like they triggered someone's eating disorder again?
Exactly. Like, that's just like a little bit.
It was too much.
It was way too much.
But I do appreciate that. Crystal talked about it a little bit more, but she should watch the episode where Lisa Rinna's daughter talked about it. Her daughter, who's at the time was like maybe
17,
18, did it a lot more gracefully than she did.
Yeah.
So we go into Sutton and the shopping for the ghost.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty cool, because I've always been in love with Bentleys. But
me too.
The $380,000 price tag.
Yes. But you know what? Okay. So that's an insane price for like 99% of people. But what I did love about this is she said, this is the first car. Well, she said, my banker, my finance person tells me what I can buy.
Yep.
And he said, this is okay. Yeah. And she said, this is the first time I haven't had to ask permission for a car. And you know what? I'm going to do it. And she knows it's a huge purchase, which I'm like, okay, that shows a little bit of humble. But at the same time, I mean, And
I loved Garcelle just being like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, let's go for this. I don't mean to be gauche, but I want to know.
I love that word too. I'm like, I'm going to use that word.
Gauche is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And she used it quite well.
She's so poised.
I
really like Garcelle.
And God, I love her voice. Her voice is just like, I could listen to her for hours.
It's very like soothing. And her hair is amazing. In this episode, I was like,
she looked great.
She did.
So then we've got a little gardening interlude with Rinna.
Obsessed with them.
I love Harry.
Fun fact, did you know he's almost 70 years old?
No.
He's 69 years old.
Shut the front door. Oh my God.
I'm like, they're both kids at heart. That is the secret to a successful marriage is play.
I love it. And I love how she just has banter with him.
She does.
About the tacky pool, but like then she's doing the fire drill for their house.
Obsessed.
Super
They're
cute.
so fun.
And I like the ending conversation when, they bring up Erica, they bring up the marriage, and he talks about his 2 divorces and how he's like, I can't go through it again.
Yeah. And
that moment, you have this idea of Hollywood couples.
Yeah.
And you could really see, because I think Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin have had so much gossip about their marriage.
Yeah.
And to me, it was this really sincere moment. And 100%. I really believe that he wants to stay married to her forever.
Well, I mean, they've been married for almost 25 years. So
know, right?
They got married in 97.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Nicolette Sheridan for 1 year. I did a little research on Harry Hamlin because I'm like, he's so cool.
Yeah.
And he's in the show the right amount. He doesn't want the fame, but he knows that like he's Lisa Rinna's husband, so he has to be in it. And his moments in the show are just enough, and they're just perfect.
They really are. Mm-hmm. They really are. He does the husband thing with grace, right?
He does.
So then we end the show with the Sutton Parisian party.
Yes.
I absolutely think that Crystal kind of gave a F you to all of us who are criticizing her clothes, because that Hermes bag was out of control. Even Kyle could not hold a conversation.
I know.
At the $95,000 Hermes bag. I was like,
even her outfit was super chic. It's like very, and I loved Kathy walking in. She's like, okay, you guys look Parisian, but when I'm in Paris, like in an afternoon, this is what I wear. Like Parisian women are super like low key, understated. Yep. Like Crystal's outfit was so chic with that like silk top, the ivory, and hilarious that.
Oh my God.
The Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
I mean, and I have to say, Kyle overdid the polka dots.
She did.
I mean, I
thought it was cute.
It was good for the election party, but the bra that she wore,
that
with
was
the backless
terrible.
thing, I was like, I know she has breasts.
Yes, but
like,
there's other things.
There's ways to tape those babies up, because that weird, like I saw Rinna, and Rinna really killed the dress.
She did.
Sorry, Kyle.
If it was like a side by side who wore it better, it would definitely be Rinna, but.
Yeah, and the hat was a little too like Julia Roberts when she goes into the store and says, big mistake.
Yes, but I thought it was cute. What was funny about this was, we talked about in a couple episodes ago about Sutton's rental house. Kyle completely overdid it with this is my house. I'm like, girl, you cannot say that.
No.
She's renting this from you for $20,000 a month. Like, this is her house. Let her do with it what she wants.
She queen beed it this episode a little too much. I was like,
did.
Take it down a notch, lady.
Yes.
So then I have to say, I've got to give a shout out to Dorit and her Louis Vuitton look. And she's always so funny. I love when she left the house and she's like, I don't know if I feel like Coco Van, because right now it's like time for a croissant.
Yes, exactly. I know. And Garcelle's, so Garcelle had on like the Louis Vuitton bucket hat.
Yep.
I loved that. And it kind of like matched with Dorit's. I wasn't sure if it was the exact same pattern as Dorit's, or like exactly just.
Yeah.
Dorit had on the headband and she was wearing the bucket hat, but I loved her outfit too.
I did too, with the pink suit. Mm-hmm. And even Kathy looked pretty cool in it.
I just love Kathy.
I did too.
I was talking to my mom about this episode this morning, and she was like, she said the same thing. She's like, who I'm kind of liking is Kathy. And I was like, it's weird. The first episode was like, she's a little cuckoo, but she's hilarious.
I loved when they were in Sutton's store. And by the way, Sutton's storefront, it looks so familiar. I want to say there was a store that closed like Fred Siegel or something, and she took it over.
It does look super like familiar. That. Yeah. So were they boarding up the windows because of the election, or what was?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. It was an interesting little put that in your pipe and smoke it. Moment. I'd like to visit her store.
Yeah,
it looks really cool.
Also, I've never seen Sutton's legs before, but the last episode when she said that Crystal kicked her, she's like, my legs are very thin, and they are very thin. They were like really, really tiny. Anyways, random note there.
When they finish this episode, we have a very dramatic entrance with the close of the door.
Oh my gosh.
But I will tell you guys, if you have not gotten on Hulu and watched the documentary called The Housewife and the Hustler, watch it.
Is it about her?
It is. ABC did it like a little expose. Mm-hmm. It made my heart hurt. It made me literally just, I don't know. It's going to be very hard for me unless Erica has something that she's really bringing to the table this season about the why, what her and her husband were involved with, according to this
She was involved in it too?
Yeah, she's on a lot. She was like a secretary for one of the companies. And then, you know, I hate to say it, but it's like you're filtering money into her business and you're gonna say it's a loss or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how she is going to try and portray this court battle, divorce, the whole 9 yards, because I mean, what he did to those people is horrifying.
Really?
Yeah, you'll have to check it out. And we'll reconvene. I won't say anything yet. I can't crucify Erica yet. I think it would be really hard to be in love with someone who's trying to keep the wealth and everything going. But there's just some things that I'm like, wow, you went from an Erin Brockovich like awesome kind of platform to literally stealing people's money.
Wow.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But oh my God, ladies, you brought it this episode.
Yeah, good episode.
Thanks for watching us and listening to us on the Seraphine podcast. Please let us know your thoughts about the ladies below. Click like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we will see you on the other side.